If you want to waste time and money, try that. Develop a formula, manufacture the product, try to complete the PIF, then you will discover some safety issues. So what you will have to do, you have to reformulate the product, perform again all the tests necessary in order to manufacture it again. The PIF is a crucial document and it's important that you do it right. It is not to take lightly. The product information file is like a passport for your product to be able to travel from shelf to shelf within the EU. No passport, no pasarado, no product launch. It ensures that your product is safe for the consumers, but not only. Okay, now that you have really grasped its importance, let's break down everything that you need to know about the PIF. What should you put in the PIF if you want to make it right? When do you need to create it and maintain it? Because if you don't create it at the right moment during your product development, you will be stuck. And finally, how to store it and when to submit it. At the end, I will share 4 tips to help you create this PIF. And at the moment, I'm working on a PIF template that you could use in order to gather all the information needed. And by the time that this video is published, it may be available on my website. So what's in this PIF? The PIF is a legal and mandatory document that is required by the European Cosmetic regulation. So all the information that I will share in this video are extracted from this EU regulation. So first, in this PIF, there is a product description that is needed. In this section, what you will need to do is to describe as accurately as possible your product, its intended use, and its physical and chemical characteristics. So let me give you an example to make it clearer. As a disclaimer, the list of information that I will mention is not exhaustive and is dependent on the type of product that you are developing. So let's say I want to develop a product that is a moisturizer. The detailed description could be as such: a product name that I will have chosen, like Hydra Boost Daily Moisturizer, like all of the moisturizer on the market. The product category will be a leave-in face moisturizer. The product form will be an oil-in-water emulsion, a cream. Let's say my product color is white, eggshell white. The texture is non-greasy and light, and the product scent is like a nice light floral fragrance. What will be intended use? So for example, the primary purpose is daily facial moisturizer. Then if you have chosen a target population, you also have to include it. So here, for example, the target population can be young adults, all skin type. The application area will be, for example, on the neck and the face. The frequency of use, you have to decide it. And you also have to give a short description of the method of application. For example, me, apply a small amount of the cream on a clean face. And usage intentions can be massage gently the face and the neck area in circular motions. If there is any usage restrictions, you also have to mention them. Then you will also have to include in the PIF some more technical information that formulators or chemists that have developed your formulation will be able to share to you. So for example, these informations. Regarding the packaging, you will also have to mention what type of packaging you are using. So for example, for my cream, I want it to be stored in a 50 milliliters glass bottle with a pump. So that's it for the description of my product. Next, let's talk about the cosmetic product safety report. Important to keep in mind that safety assessments must be performed by a safety assessors, qualified safety assessors. It's not something that you can just perform at home by applying the cream on your hand and say, I don't have any reaction, I'm okay to move on. No. You will need to provide the following information. First, a toxicological profile of the list of ingredients that you are using. You will need to complete the information regarding your formula, so the full quantitative formula, meaning the ingredients and the percentage of each ingredient included in your product, the INCI name of all your ingredients, the function of all ingredients, and their CAS number if they have one. If all these terms are quite new to you, I have made another video regarding the European Regulation 1223/2009, and I go through all the different types of ingredients, the different terms, how they are classified, and that may help you to understand better what is required to put in the PIF. You will also have to share information regarding the raw materials that have been used to produce your formula, and the final product information, like the target consumer group, the area of application, the frequency of use. It's information that kind of overlap what you have put in the product description, but you are required to put them in this section. Okay, after the toxicological profile of the ingredients, you will also have to share results regarding the stability of the ingredient you have put in your product. So prior to that, of course, you will have to perform some tests, like a stability test, a microbiological test, a physical and chemical stability test. Again, if you have questions regarding safety tests performed on a product, yeah, I'm nice like that. Okay, moving on from the safety report to the manufacturing information information. So you will have to share a description of the manufacturing method that a manufacturer has used to deliver your product. So things like step-by-step manufacturing procedure, flow chart, critical step during the production, the equipment used, the temperatures used, humidity used, any kind of parameters that have been validated to develop safely your product. You will also have to add to your PIF a statement that the manufacturer that you have chosen follow good manufacturing practices. Okay, just before moving from this manufacturing section, let's remember that the manufacturer must be certified as GMP, that all the procedures that are performed in the manufacturing facility must be documented. Keep record of all the batch that are produced by the manufacturer. For that, you may want to use a standard operation procedure file or SOP. And I'm actually currently working on one, so stay tuned. And of course, you have to document if there is any deviation from the standard procedures. Okay, moving from the manufacturing information to the subsection of proof of efficacy effect. So of course, when you state that your product has specific benefits, you will need evidence to support these product claims. Research labs can help you with that. They have plenty of different skin models that you can use to evaluate your claims, your product claims. You will also need to state in this PIF that you have not used any animals to perform any kind of test. Indeed, since 2009, there is a complete ban on animal testing for cosmetic products in the EU. And in March 2013, another ban regarding the ban of marketing for products that has been tested or even just ingredients that have been tested on animals, and regardless of where the cosmetic test has been performed. So in your PIF, you will have to include a clear statement that you have performed no test on animal after this cutoff date. If you have performed test on animal prior to this date, you will have to mention it in the PIF. And finally, the last section in this what should I put in my PIF is regarding the packaging. So you will need to put information regarding what type of packaging you are willing to use, and also results from stability tests between the products and the packaging. Remember that all packaging must protect the product integrity, and the materials must all be suitable for cosmetic use. Okay, now that you know all the information that you should put in your PIF, when is it time for you to create the PIF? If you think that you can just wait until the last day before launching to create the PIF, you know what? Because the PIF, and especially the report, the cosmetic product safety report, must be done prior to the manufacturing stage. Why? Because it confirms for the manufacturer that your formula is safe enough to be produced in their facilities. And it is a legal requirement. Yes, let's write that in big, bold, legal requirements. Imagine that tomorrow a stranger wants to use your kitchen to cook something. You want to make sure that the ingredients that the stranger will use are legal, right? Same things for the manufacturers. And remember that your PIF must be continuously updated throughout your product life cycle. Okay, next section, where to submit and store your PIF. So the PIF should be stored electronically, but also in a paper format. Better safe than sorry. Good to know that there are PIF softwares that are available online. The PIF should be kept at the address that you have mentioned on the product label. This address is your responsible person address. It is a physical address that can be your company address or the address of a European representative. The PIF must be easily accessible by any authorities that may require it. Indeed, your document must be accessible within 72 hours upon request. What about the language? Well, the PIF must be available in the language of the country of the EU member state where your responsible person address is. However, English is widely accepted in the European Union. So what is usually suggested is to do your PIF in English and to have a version of it in the language of the European state member where it is stored. Finally, where to submit your PIF? First, you need to make an account on the CPNP website. Then you will have to register, get the authorization as a responsible person. You will not have to submit the whole PIF document in the CPNP portal. Finally, chose promis, chose due. Here are key important points to remember. As I mentioned earlier, document everything. Even if you think that it's an information that is not important, write it down. It's better to have too much information and discard some of them later than not having the crucial information that will be required to put in your PIF, and thus risking to delay your product launch. Please be professional and keep your PIF updated throughout your product lifecycle. You need to maintain this record for 10 years. And please work with professionals. If you have any doubt regarding safety, regarding regulation, regarding any kind of testing, work with professionals. Before leaving, I know that it was a lot of information. To help you, I have created a PIF template that may help you gather all the information needed to create officially the PIF. If you want to start collecting information before investing in a software, I don't know. This absolutely not substitute to a professional PIF software. You will be able to download it on my website, cosmeticlabs.com. So go check it out. I understand that creating a PIF can be overwhelming, but it is a crucial step for bringing your product on the European market. Remember that this document protects you, but also your consumers. And if you want to know more information about the different type of ingredients that are allowed, not allowed, banned by the European cosmetic regulation, you can watch this video.